Welcome to another episode of On the Spectrum podcast. My name is Nick.
You're Snick?
Nick, I meant to say Nick.
My name is Snick.
His name is Snick.
And you are?
Steve.
Excellent.
Not
and
Snick.
as always, me and Steve do not presume to be experts in anything, absolutely. We are two gentlemen who are on the spectrum, and these are kind of our experiences and our opinions that we're sharing about different topics. Now, today, we have an interesting topic, as well as we have a special guest with us. Not as exciting as our last guest, and definitely not as exciting as a guest we will have, but it is our friend Richie. Richie Oliver from New Bedford, Massachusetts. He is a musician, an actor, a comedian, an improvisationalist, amateur virgin, as well as a guitarist. And so, Richie, thanks for joining us.
Well, I'm not as important as Temple Grandin, apparently.
No, you are not.
Hi.
How is someone an amateur virgin? How does that work?
Because he's so virgin that he's not very good at it.
That doesn't even make sense.
Not at all.
I've gotten my thing wet once or twice.
Maybe 4 times.
Calm down.
Richie is a good friend of ours. We decided to have him on the show this week. He has been doing improv for a couple of years with us. He recently has decided to depart from us just so he could focus on his music. He's a big fan of, what's his name? Yusef. What's his name?
Yusuf?
Yeah, Yusuf.
That just goes by Yusuf, yes.
Okay. So he's a big fan of Cat Stevens, and he plays a lot of Cat Stevens songs.
I actually do a tribute.
There you
to
go,
Cat
a tribute.
Stevens.
Mighty Wind.
That's a film with
What's it
it
called?
Dan Levy and Catherine O'Hara.
Eugene Levy.
Eugene Levy,
Yeah.
yeah.
It
Mighty
was a
Wind.
Christopher Guest movie.
Yes, but I do a tribute to Cat Stevens. It's called Magic Wind.
Magic
Magic spelled
right.
Majik, as in Magic of Magics, or the Magic Cat Tour,
Oh,
depending on your knowledge of
Whichever-
Mr. Stevens. But
which most of us don't.
but yeah,
have a lot of knowledge.
I do an acoustic tribute, but I also do my own thing.
Yeah.
I do my own music and what have you.
All right. Thank you.
No problem.
So, if anybody's wondering, why would we have Richie on the show? Well, for one, he's a friend of ours, and he has performed with us a bunch. Yes, this is an autism podcast, but me and Steve were already here, so obviously, that's kind of what makes it an autism podcast.
Yeah, you guys have the majority on this one.
We really do.
Yeah.
We outnumber you.
Wow.
Usually.
Now I know how it feels to be a minority.
That was said out loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Richie is very oppressed.
Yeah, he's very something, all right.
I'm sexually repressed.
So, with that being told, or being said rather, Richie,
Yes.
what got you into acting and improv and performing in general, good sir? I might as well start off with a basic question.
Oof. So I really don't know. My first foray into acting was in first grade, where I played the troll in a production of The Three Billy Goats Gruff Goes Calypso. Where I
Seriously?
played a purple-haired rapping troll.
That was a real thing?
That was a real thing. I played a purple-haired rapping
Jesus.
troll. And that I caught the theater bug then. I then was a munchkin in the high school, at the New Bedford High School production of Wizard of Oz when I was in elementary school. And I'm sensing a lot of tension right here between you guys.
It's not
'cause I'm
He's
seeing-
chewing ice into the microphone.
I didn't realize.
No problem.
It's like no awareness at all.
But yeah, then I caught the acting bug.
None whatsoever.
I did drama club in middle school, high school, college. I got to direct an original one-act play in college, and then I stopped for a tiny bit after college until I got a job working at Rick's Music World, running the lesson department. And my boss asked me to play music at the birthday event of an acting group in New Bedford.
Oh.
And I played for him, and then I played for him again, and then I really liked it, so I started joining them, and I started doing productions with them, and now I'm doing productions with your theater of New Bedford.
Okay. Nice little community theater house.
Yep.
Yeah. Which anybody in the New Bedford area, go see them. Unless it's directed by a certain Jimmy, don't do that. But everyone else, go watch all their shows.
Wow, you said that.
I did, because I will.
Yeah.
And I don't like the guy, and he knows it. So anyway.
So you mentioned the acting bug. Is that similar to like a stomach bug?
No, it's more similar to like herpes.
Oh, okay.
You know, like you get it, and then like you can only really like treat it, but it's
So
with
it's
you
communicable.
forever.
Yeah, it's communicable.
It is. Well, yeah. I mean, it definitely is communicable. You know what I mean? Like I've gotten friends into acting and doing stuff. And, yeah,
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So how did we all meet? Because we all performed for a little over a year together.
Oh yeah. So I was
Year and a half?
I was part of a group called Funny Please, which disbanded in June, July of 2020, right in like the crux of the pandemic.
Like right in the middle?
Like right in the middle.
Right? Yeah.
And then you guys asked me to join in on a roast for our past leader, Tegan Flanders.
Yes.
And we did that through Zoom. And then you asked me to do another show
We
with
did.
you guys. And then after that show, you asked me to join formerly Not Safe for Earth. And I did, and it was fun. And then we changed our name to Court of Jesters. And then we had some more fun. And we got a live place. And then I left because I know how to ruin a good time. No, I started taking on a lot more. I was booking a lot more gigs. I was then I was going to be I was doing a lot more acting in shows. So that was taking up a bunch of time of mine. And so I reluctantly stepped back to spend more time in the acting world and the music world and everything.
To focus more on your passions at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you needed to spend more time breaking wind.
Yeah.
Having a mighty wind.
Yeah, a mighty wind.
Breaking wind, mighty wind.
No, but now I'm excited to my next foray into acting is I'm joining the cast of King Richard's Fair. They're a local Renaissance fair in Massachusetts, and I'm excited.
In Carver,
yeah.
yes, Carver, Massachusetts.
And I'm really excited because it's my first year acting with them. I've been going for a bit, and I really like
we
them.
went last summer a couple of times.
Last summer, yeah, which was wicked fun.
Yep,
and I got my horns.
That's right.
That time
you got a little horny.
I got horny at the fair.
Yeah, you did.
Yep.
So. Because this is an autism podcast, sir, and actually, a neurodivergent podcast in general, but obviously me and Steve being on the spectrum, we kind of focus on the autism thing.
Yeah.
So let me kind of focus on that for a little bit, if I can. Before meeting us and kind of knowing more about autism, because I talk about it quite often because I have kids who are on the spectrum as well as, I'm on the spectrum. How much did you know about autism before knowing me and getting a little bit more inundated with it?
So I definitely knew, I feel like I knew a good amount.
Okay.
I was able to attend school in New Hampshire and meet people who were on the spectrum.
Where was that school?
Southern New Hampshire University.
Excellent.
In Manchester. Yeah, Snoo. Yeah. And I will say I did partake in the snoo a good amount of times on that.
There was a lot
campus.
of really large, muscular women. A little bit of the snoo there.
Yeah, very much the Machoke body type. If you're familiar with Pokemon.
Yeah.
No. All right.
Oh, I know exactly. What
you know exactly.
exactly what you're talking about.
I'm a little more partial to Hitmonlee. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's because you have a foot fetish, don't you?
Or what's up with the bunny? The people.
The bunny?
Have you ever heard of what is it? Rule 32.
34. Rule 34. If it exists, there's porn of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So there's Pokemon porn that exists out there in the ether. So.
Sorry. I'll put that away.
No. I'm going to talk directly to the camera. No. Just say no to Pokemon porn. Say no. So back to the reality.
So I had a chance to meet people who on all I don't like to say like I don't consider it like a dial, you know what I mean? Like how autistic are you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like on a scale of 1 to 10, you know what I mean?
Well, sure.
But
because as we always say, it's a spectrum and we're all different.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, it's I met people growing up. I met families who had autistic children who were on the nonverbal and stuff like that.
On the higher support needs.
Exactly. Higher supported needs on the spectrum. And that's a podcast. And and I met people that really didn't have a lot of needs or
lower support needs.
Exactly. Yeah. Lower support needs.
I'll help you with the appropriate language.
Please do, because I'm still not versed in this. I don't watch your show, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we know. Our friend does not watch our show. We know.
Oh no! Wow. How long have you guys been doing it, and how long has it been going good for you without my watching?
It's been going really well.
Right?
Actually, I think we're making some good strides. Some people are watching. We're getting some feedback. Yeah, I think we're doing well.
But yeah, and then once getting into it with you guys and doing not safe for Earth, quarter gestures, that whole thing, I truly know what it means when people say run.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
People jokingly say it, but like there's a seriousness to it now.
Yeah. So now that you've worked with this, though, and obviously, me and Steve have been kind of open about being on the spectrum and having our issues, if you will.
Joking about it.
Joking about it mostly, yeah. With that in mind, like, how much have you learned, and did it like change your perception of autism and what it is?
Not so much as change my perception. I've kind of grown up learning about it and everything like that. It's just not really so much as the perception of what autism is, more of how do I act around people with autism. So it's really so much a very egotistic way of looking at it.
Oh no, that's
like make it about me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And that's appropriate, actually. I think.
My work ethic, even professionally, is I get work done and it's quality work.
Sure.
But I allow myself to hear different ideas and not hyperfixate. And one thing I've noticed, especially when we used to shoot sketches or when we used to do stuff, there was a rigidness that could only be described as a hyperfixation on certain things. I mean, people can say it's like perfectionism, but I mean, like, I'm a perfectionist. I like having my stuff when it's done look good in the best quality. Right. But like to have such a need that it has to be done now. It has to be there. That was something that I had to like work on and work around. And
because one of the two of us had that level of rigidity.
Sometimes both of you. And sometimes the rigidity would be counteracted.
Oh yeah,
by the two of you. You guys have I used to describe you two as like Cogsworth Lumiere. Yeah. Beauty and the Beast. It's a love-hate. You know what I mean? Like, you guys, at the end of the day, you do truly care for each other, but you guys don't show it.
Of all the descriptions of pairs that man could have used, he chose two animated fucking inanimate objects.
Oh yeah, of course.
Well, am I Cogsworth or Lumiere?
That's the question you're going to ask?
Well, you have more of a belly, so you're Cogsworth.
Oh, okay. I'm the clock.
And Nick's hair is a little more flowy, so it's Lumiere.
But I think Nick is a little grumpier, so he might be Cogsworth.
I am the grumpier of the two, I think. I think.
Here's the thing. I don't see you I don't perceive it as grumpiness. You know what I mean? I perceive it as you're a man who knows what he wants.
That is a true statement. I do. No matter how wrong I actually am.
And Steve is also a man who knows what he wants. And when you have two people who fully know what they want in a room, it's really hard to get ideas in.
That's actually a true statement.
Right.
That's valid. That's valid. So, you're already starting to describe it a little bit, but I'm going to kind of ask you directly, what is it like to work with, like, especially in scenes? Let me go specifically in scenes, because you're actually talking about our work ethic a little bit when you're describing that like when we want something, right? Yeah. But what is it like to work in an improv scene with us, or to act with us for that matter?
So, I mean, granted, like I said, it feels very negative, like what I'm talking about, but it's really not, because here's a positive thing. You guys are so fully inundated with the rules and the rules of improv and the rules of the game and the rules of the scene we're doing, that it's very easy to act off of you, because even if I miss a rule or a way it should be done, you guys know how to get it back on track. And you guys know that, okay, this is the rule. I have to yes and everything has to be done. Versus with people who don't, like, because I've done improv with like wicked professional people, and I've done improv with like buddies. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I like doing improv with the Autistics. You know what I mean? Like, it's you guys have a great touch of grasp of the rules. Yeah,
good touch of the
good touch of the tism. Yeah, but I will say, like, there's something to be said about fixating on the rules. Yeah, there's something to be said about acknowledging and keeping stuff on track. You know what I mean? Because improv can very easily go off the rails no matter what.
Oh, very quickly.
So,
very quickly.
And granted, sometimes it has to, but yeah.
And you're right. Sometimes it absolutely has to go off the rails.
Yeah.
But it's good to have somebody who, I mean, you said rigid, which is kind of the appropriate word, but it's good to have somebody who's always focused on the direction.
Yeah.
Which is kind of true. I mean, I was just watching footage from our last show that we just did, and it was a scene me and you were doing together, and Natalie was, doing the editing that she does for the clips, and it was me and you, and it actually caused me to stop doing what I was doing because I was actually trying to help one of the girls, and I stopped midway through because I could hear our interaction with each other and how we were working with each other, and realized yet again, because I guess I forgot momentarily, that me and you actually work extremely well together when it comes to improv. We're actually really good at working together.
Interesting.
When I had to see it from literally outside watching the video of it.
Steve doesn't
What was the game?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. It's on our Facebook page for the Quarter Jesters Improv group.
No, I just thought it was funny that you brought up a very specific video and then you're like, I don't know what it was.
I can't remember what game it was.
Yeah, it was a video I watched and I had this extreme reaction to it, and I don't know.
Well, because I wasn't really paying attention to even what jokes we were doing, but it was more of the flow and the interaction that we had with each other on the screen.
Yeah.
And it reminded me that at one point, me and you were paired up with each other often because we were able to work well with each other and because we were able to tell a story. And it reminded me of that. Not that I necessarily forgot, but since I do the hosting of all the improv shows most of the time, I don't interact in games as often.
Yeah.
I think it's weird, all of us interacting together at this table like this. I feel like we need to invite a bunch of women in and just like shit on them.
What?
I'm kidding. You know, like all those like
I tried it
all those
once
red pill
and-
podcasts where they like insult. Never mind.
Wait, the
Yeah,
what?
I'm making a
I
joke.
tried it once, and trust me, it's not as sexy as you see on Pornhub.
Now he's making a poop joke. No, I was talking about like they have all those like red pill podcasts where like the guys have a bunch of women on. They usually invite women who are probably not the brightest people on earth in, so they can make them look stupid.
Oh.
No, never mind.
What's the point?
They're red pill podcasts, like
I don't know what that
guys.
means.
These are the type of kids who wore Meninist shirts in high school.
Red pill guys
I mean?
basically think that, or they have this philosophy that like all women just care about is like status and money.
Yeah.
Oh.
They have a Viva La Stool poster in their
like
dorm.
incels?
No.
No.
Oh, no, not that idea.
Well,
No.
close. You're actually you're teetering on like a fine line though with these podcasts.
Oh,
because
okay.
I will say a lot of incels get their ideology from these podcasts.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
So there's a lot. They have a lot of podcasts like that where there's a bunch of people sitting around a table.
Yeah.
But then they'll have like all these like young, attractive women. But they usually try to find women who they can easily talk circles around to make them look stupid.
Oh,
Anyway.
Yeah.
So basically, they find somebody who matches their opinion of what a woman is, and they put them on the air.
Right,
Oh,
because they're describing women, but the women they're describing are like, yes, there are some women who only care about money and status, but that's not all women.
Right. That's by no means.
But you're talking about a very specific type of woman.
Right.
And then you're finding young girls who maybe do care about that stuff, who just care
Right.
about shiny things and money.
Yeah.
And you're bringing them on, and obviously a lot of times they'll find young people who are maybe immature or not as, I don't know, educated, whatever, and they just make them look stupid.
Experienced in life.
Yeah.
It sounds very much, and I don't use this word very often, but it sounds extremely misogynistic.
Oh, completely and totally.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like straight up
It's
by
all
definition.
a power dynamic.
Okay,
That's
so
why I was
straight up by
making-
definition.
Yeah.
I was making a joke that I felt like that because we're at a table together.
Oh.
Never mind.
Oh, yeah, I get it now that I'm looking at the camera again.
Yeah. If you ever want to see one of the, what is it?
No, don't even. No, I'm never going to watch any of that.
Well, I usually end up seeing clips from other shows that are making fun of them.
Yeah, they usually have like Viva La Stool, Barstool Sports, like flags and stuff in there.
What?
Like, I'm just making jokes about what they look like. They have like Barstool Sports flags and
What's Barstool Sports?
Yeah, let's not get into it.
Like, seriously, guys, you're bringing up a whole lot of stuff. All right, just so everyone knows.
Nick is old man yells at cloud.
Yes. Like, I'm actually only 42, but I act like a 70-year-old man. I know nothing of you youngins stuff.
So I'm
waiting for the day when Taunton Man goes viral instead of Florida Man.
Yeah.
What?
He doesn't even get that one either.
He doesn't get Florida Man.
I don't get it.
So if you go on Google and just type in like the worst like headlines you can think of, it's usually Florida Man blank. Florida Man blank.
Yeah.
So that's why I said I'm waiting on Taunton Man to go viral.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Nick just got a new phone. I just upgraded to the Jitterbug 3.
I have all my numbers on it.
It's got big numbers. I can read them.
You still call TV shows programs, don't you?
Yes.
He's like, I gotta watch my stories tonight.
Yeah, I gotta watch my stories. He's like,
with his what is it? Your
General Hospital.
My Unsolved Mysteries.
No, the mac and cheese, the frozen mac and cheese. What is it?
Stovers.
Yes, Stovers. Frozen Stouffer's mac and cheese.
Betty Crocker.
I love Stouffer mac and cheese.
I wonder what MacGyver's gonna do tonight.
He's like, did you guys see the last episode of Last of the Summer Wine? See, he's old and he got that joke. Look, he got that joke. That's why he's old. He's old.
Have you seen comedians in cars getting coffee? They should give that guy his own show.
I bet he sits at home by himself and just goes, I find Paula Poundstone very endearing.
I mean, I find her funny sometimes.
Yeah.
When she does that NPR show that she does.
She's going to be in New Bedford later this year.
What is it called?
Pound Me?
No. The NPR one that she does, something, it's like a game show idea.
Pound for Pound.
No.
Round the Pound.
Wait, no.
Shake Weight.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of the show. I don't listen to NPR.
Can't remember the sketch you watched. You can't remember the name of the show. I just want to watch Diagnosis Murder.
Did you guys?
What is wrong with that show?
See?
What's wrong with that show? It's Dick Van Dyke.
I once walked into Nick's home and he just was like, do you remember the Alamo?
I'm not that much older than you.
No, but you
I'm
act like an old man.
You
act like an old man.
I do. I really do. I do.
Yeah.
That's all right, though. Well, I mean, I only found out what TikTok was in the middle of the pandemic when you told me about it.
I like the talk tickers.
What was the topic? What were we talking about?
Autism. Performing.
Autism.
You performing with two autists.
Yeah. Do you find that there's a difference in our sense of humor versus Austics?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, no, that's everybody who's not autistic.
Yeah.
I mean,
or other. I don't know.
Well, I don't really find there's not really everybody's sense of humor is different.
Yeah.
Humor is relative.
Okay.
It's people. Some people don't get jokes. People get jokes. You know what I mean? I feel that, and I don't want to speak
ill of
autism, but sometimes you guys make jokes, and we don't get it.
Well, just because you're not smart enough.
Yeah, because remember this one time in history, and then you're like, no.
Well, yeah, because you're not smart enough. We get it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
right?
we understand.
And, I will say, though, Steve, you do make a lot of Nazi jokes and World War II jokes and Hitler jokes.
Not anymore.
I can't defend that because you used to a lot.
I do remember a very, I would say a good month to 2 months where you kept bringing up the Jewish problem in terms of sheep. And you just you were like, but guys, it's funny. We got to do it. We got to do it, guys. And we're like, no. Because
Steve, can you please put some context so anybody who's listening to this episode doesn't go, is he really anti-Semitic? Can you please explain the
no, use are
said no.
Use are an animal.
Uh-huh.
And you sounds like Jew.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it'd be funny if there was this really bigoted person who wanted to
you put two and two together.
Yeah, to eliminate the Jewish problem.
It was a stupid. I didn't say it was a good joke.
Yeah, no. Wasn't there? Well, I mean, you also had that one sketch.
Which one?
Painting with Addie.
Hitler?
Yeah, painting with Addie.
Listen, Hitler was a painter.
It was.
And I thought it'd be funny if he had his own painting show.
Right, kind of like Bob Ross.
Yeah, it's just, a little edgy, that's all.
Booby Ruby.
And actually, when he brought up the Jewish problem, I was thinking when we were talking about the color names.
I stopped making those jokes as frequently once I realized like how many actual Nazis there are in the U.S. nowadays. So.
Right, yeah.
I mean, like, you didn't know?
I didn't know there were
There was
that many.
There was an entire Supreme Court case back in the 70s.
Yeah, but those are like
Nazis.
a small amount of people.
But that was.
But
there was that big march in Charleston, right? Was it Charleston, South Carolina?
Yes, but that was way after the Chicago Nazis in the 70s.
But that's what I'm saying. It was recent.
Oh, yeah, there's that one too. I wouldn't really call those people Nazis. I'd still call them assholes, but I wouldn't call them Nazis. They were still racist and they were still white supremacists, but
I can see why you wouldn't call them Nazis, but I mean they were chanting "Jews will not replace us."
Wait, really?
Yeah, and they were. So
I don't watch the news ever.
Honestly, the Nazi Party is still pretty prevalent right now.
I'm surprised there's nobody going on like Newsmax or something and just be like, "Well, I'm part of the Eighth Reich."
Yeah,
yeah. I'm surprised there's not somebody. Mm-hmm. I know. I just called that Newsmax for being somebody who would actually put a fucking Nazi on TV.
Honestly,
they would.
Fuck Newsmax.
Yeah, they really would, though, right? Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Steve watches Newsmax. Apparently,
I've never seen Newsmax. I don't know what that is.
It's a conservative, like ultra conservative.
Oh,
yeah. I'm surprised Steve Bannon
the Daily Stormer.
Newsmax was started after.
Is it called the Daily Stormer? Daily Storm. That's like a Nazi web newspaper.
So I feel like Newsmax was started after the 2020 election. I want to say, or it started like just before it.
No, I'd say before.
But I know that they touted themselves as they call themselves a Trump friendly like news source.
Oh. What does that even mean?
Exactly, right?
Yeah, it's probably a subtle way to say we're racist.
But here's the thing: if you remember during the 2020 election, there was even a point when Fox News said this is the election results. You know what I mean? There were points where they even had to take a step back from their own
their position,
their Trump love. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they're pro-fat people,
right? Yeah, and then so it's like they had to. I'm sorry. It's just the fact that you're pouring Starbucks coffee into your mug, so that you keep it in, and it's not even facing the camera.
Whacking your microphone in the process, so I can hear a nice thud in the.
You goddamn lefty. There you go. There you go. Perfect.
By the way, his never points to the camera ever.
Oh, I'm sorry. You want me to drink my coffee like this?
No, I don't. Richie pointed it out.
Who cares?
I mean, you're already wearing the shirt. I don't know why you need a mug.
Was the Starbucks label pointing to the camera that entire time? Wait, we can't get in trouble for that, can we?
You can't see it on camera.
All right.
Nobody's going to care anyway.
Oh, all right. Valid point. Valid.
Unless Starbucks wants to sponsor us, then that's cool.
Ooh, if you would like to, that'd be great. I drink a fuck ton of coffee on a regular basis. Granted, I roast my own, but I'll still drink yours, especially if you send me a pound or two.
Autism.
I'm a shameless fucking promoter about everything I do.
All right. So let's... all right. What else should we talk about now?
So, have you found it be, you said our sense of humor is a bit different. You were talking about that.
Yeah.
As well as when it comes to that sense of humor thing, because, how is it different, us being on the spectrum, our sense of humor compared to, say, I don't know, your other quote-unquote normal friends, as you would call them?
See, that's the thing. I don't really consider, there's not a normality.
I'm sorry. Let me use your wording, the correct people to live.
I have never used that wording. I just want to put that out there.
You're right. You never said that genetic superiority. What about those friends?
So here's the thing. We gotta.
He has never once uttered those words.
I have never once uttered those words.
Never.
I will say though. So, as a background, my sense of humor is really built around surrealist comedy, absurdist comedy. My favorite comedians are Tim Heidecker, Eric Wareheim. Andy Kaufman, anything that really kind of bends it. Maria Bamford.
I'm right there with you with Andy Kaufman. Yeah. I'm right there with you.
But stuff like Tim Heidecker, Eric Wareheim really shaped my humor growing up because I really watched Tim and Eric Awesome Show, great job.
Okay.
Tom Goes to the Mayor, Bedtime Story, all of their content I took in. The Trial, which was hilarious, by the way.
Okay.
But yeah, just the lengths that they went to for a joke, I thought was really good. And the way that you could never really tell if they were joking or not. So I tried to do that a lot in bits, in life, and I'm just always messing with people like that. And a lot of people don't get it. What I've noticed when working with you two is that when you're making a joke, it is known that you are making a joke. And you say it, and you say it in a matter-of-fact way that it is a joke, and you have to laugh. Because it is a joke, and it is there, and it's all presented to you on a platter. But
presented like John Mulaney would do? Because that was very similar to a
John Mulaney.
Yeah, like... Okay.
Oh.
Right.
So you have a drug problem?
No. Autism is a hell of a drug.
You used to go see Dr. Mike?
Speaking of which, I did just finish writing a bunch of jokes the other night.
Oh, you did?
See?
Yeah.
That's
all
awesome.
Right, say them.
Well, he's actually going to be doing a little bit of stand-up on our next show.
Really? Oh, yeah. Let's give it a little hot take. Let's turn this into Kill
Time. Nate, of all
actually,
people,
a lot of them are
decided to write some stand-up stuff for this show coming.
That's awesome.
Yeah, for the July show.
Really cool.
He decided he wanted to throw his hand in, or whatever expression he
a lot of the jokes are about autism. And I don't know. Hopefully,
this is
our
like the
wouldn't get
perfect
offended
place
by
for
them.
it. Then I would think, right?
I would think.
I had this joke about Nick and I coming up because we have our stuff for the show.
Yes,
coming up with our own brand of clothing called Faba.
Yep, Faba.
Like FUBU, but Faba.
Or Autistics.
By Autistics.
what? Oh, see, I didn't get the FUBU reference.
Yeah,
you
Faba.
didn't?
Because FUBU is what? For
us by us.
Yeah.
Oh, for us by us.
Yeah.
And we'll specialize in selling raincoats and earmuffs.
There you go. That's good.
But
raincoats.
Yeah, raincoats.
Because a lot of autistic people don't like the feel of water.
Oh,
on
yeah.
their skin.
Touch sensory. Oh, like I hate the rain.
See?
Oh,
but you take showers.
Reluctantly.
That's like a fucking Charles Bukowski quote. We take showers yet avoid the rain. He's like, yeah, go get laid.
So like honestly, like if I could go like 2 days without taking a shower and still be able to be employed, I would. But I know I have to shower every day. I have to be a certain level of NT presentable. And so I do. I kind of put myself through that. I mean, I've got to talk myself into taking a shower.
I mean, but what I'm saying is this isn't even like an autistic thing. You know what I mean? Like this is an autism thing. It's like a lot of people, they'll as soon as it starts raining, they run and they get for cover.
That is,
but like go take a shower.
I'm telling you my rationale of why I don't like the rain. It's because rain and showers feels like 1,000 fingers touching me. And it's very uncomfortable.
So what you're saying is you can't stand the rain.
That's exactly right.
Against your window.
Yes.
Bringing back sweet memories.
Yes, that is true.
Hey, window pane.
I thought I knew what song lyric you were singing, and then I totally lost you.
I can't stand the rain against my window.
Huh?
Bringing back sweet memories.
I think I kind of know.
I think it's 10,000 Maniacs. That's what I'm doing. Hey, window pane. I know it's from the movie The Commitments.
Okay.
If you've ever seen the movie The Commitments.
Nick likes
amazing.
the sound of rain on a tin roof.
Yeah.
He does. It's like 1,000 little drum beats.
He threw a cat on there once. It was wicked hot.
Yeah.
On a hot tin roof?
That was the joke.
Yeah.
There you go. Nick likes to ruin jokes.
I do. I do. And according to my wife, I like to ruin sex. So there's that.
He likes to point out the punchline.
I want to hear more about you ruining sex.
All right. So
by the way, we do have a primarily female audience.
We do, which is why I'm not going to tell a sex story. But I am going to tell this story. So many of my former partners used to like to point out, and actually my ex-wife and my current wife have also told me this, that I am wonderfully, wonderfully skilled at the timing of ruining moments. So you know when you're like cuddling.
I will agree.
Yeah, you guys can. Wow, I don't even have to go further than that. You're both like, oh yeah, I totally get that.
Interrupting cow says what?
Huh?
Yeah, I'm the cow in that. So basically, like when I'm cuddling with somebody or we're having a sweet moment or like gazing into each other's fucking eyes or some shit, I'll ruin it with some bullshit.
Is it like toot? You're just in bed and you just let one rip. Like,
here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's a way to do that comically.
What, ruin moments comically?
Yeah, but still get something out of it.
Well, I mean, they all laughed, but that was part of the problem.
Like,
was I was making people laugh at the wrong time.
Is there like a Hallmark class you can go to?
Yes, there is.
Like Hallmark school to learn?
One of my favorite things to do is as you lean in for a kiss, right before you're about to kiss, you say, under your breath, first one to laugh loses. And just see what happens.
There you go.
I love finding random things like that. Like maybe something saying like, your teeth are so horny right now.
So wait, so Richie purposely... I'm sorry. In my head, I just pictured that. This sweet, sweet fucking romantic moment, maybe on a dock, maybe with moonlight, and Steve gets super close and goes, "You smell like garlic."
See, here's the thing, Steve. That
oh God, I get so
you're teetering on a fine line of creepiness with the whisper. Don't whisper it. Just say like you.
Well, at least we won't have to worry about being attacked by rogue vampires.
Here's one to do, like right after a kiss. You go. Did you just watch a movie with Dean Cain?
Yeah, Dean Cain.
Yeah, Dean Cain. Just something weird like that. Or you say something like right after kiss, you like, you eat a lot of Indian food, don't you?
Sorry.
You know Indian food, don't you?
Can you please wear a mic on your next date? And I really want to hear you do that. Just lean in and just be like,
"Hi, my name's Richie Oliver, and I'm the biggest Kevin Sorbo fan."
I just I'm not wearing the wire. I'm not wearing the wire.
The world's biggest Kevin Sorbo fan.
So like, okay, so I said something personal that most of my exes say that I'm really good at ruining moments. What have you guys been described by your exes?
Ooh. Annoying? No.
Okay, other than the fact that we're all described that way by our exes. Give me something specific to the Steve.
I don't listen.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot too. And I'm guaranteeing he will one day if he ever has a relationship.
Huh?
What? Yeah. So, give me one, guys. Come on.
I've been told that I self-sabotage.
Wow, you got like serious and shit,
like the Beastie Boys,
like a real fucking. Problem.
You're legit saying what would your exes describe about you?
Yeah.
There's a reason why they're my exes.
Well, yeah, I didn't
because of my self-sabotage.
Something goofy, but let's go with self-sabotage. It's a real fucking topic.
I hope they would also say I'm funny and like and kind, but like
there you go. Yeah, some Beastie Boys right there.
I get into, and this is something that I've had to deal with, but I get into a headspace. I get basically an imposter syndrome, where I feel like I don't deserve. I don't deserve the love I'm getting. This person's too good for me, stuff like that. And then I self-sabotage.
Yeah. Well, because you feel like you don't deserve it, so of course you're going to set it up and make sure the person's no longer there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
And I've been working on it. I've been working on getting a little more confidence in my not confidence in my like I've had to basically tell myself like you deserve it.
Yeah.
Everything like that.
Have to remind yourself there's a reason why this person decided to be around.
Exactly.
You have to tell yourself that you're good enough, you're
smart enough, and
gosh darn it, people like me.
Okay. That's awesome. All right. That's how much Al Franken has made an impression on this group.
I also
daily affirmations.
Almost exactly like Al Franken.
You look like his son.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If him and Rosie O'Donnell had a child.
Right.
I'm good enough.
Again, I had to
I'm smart enough.
So I will say, though, that's extremely relatable to a lot of people. And believe it or not, to a lot of men. Mm-hmm. A lot of men feel like they're imposters. Now, we generally, as males, we do not talk about it very often.
No.
But in my life, with the amount of people I talk to, not just, in my career as a counselor, but in general, when I got friends that are males and we're sitting around, we're bullshitting about like, exes and oh my God, things that went wrong in relationships. A lot of men express that to me, that they feel like, and I felt it too in relationships, especially past relationships.
Yeah.
They felt as if they were an imposter, that they didn't deserve this person with them. And so literally they didn't try to keep them. They actually put no effort in keeping them, but they definitely made some mistakes that they knew they shouldn't have, but they made them anyway. basically to self-sabotage.
Yeah.
Like if you think about it, a lot of women describe dating, not necessarily marriage, but maybe marriage too, but dating men, you have to try to get their attention, right?
Yeah.
As if they haven't figured out how to make room for you, right?
Yeah.
And I think that plays a great deal into it. Like, why would a man, or why would, as a male partner, why would you invest time and energy into something if you believe you don't deserve it and they're going to leave you anyway? Right?
Yeah.
Does that describe that pretty well?
Not really, because I make efforts.
Yep.
And I really try to put myself out there and be vulnerable.
Sure.
And it's just I tell myself I'm not. It's not so much as like, why invest time if it's gonna be bad anyway.
Okay.
It's not that at all. It's just.
So then what does self-sabotage look for you? Like, give me a specific for you.
For me, it's...
I'm not usually that way off base, but apparently I was. So give me a specific, Richie.
I start not being me around the person.
That's actually hard to believe that there's actually a point in your day where you don't act like you. Because we've hung out so much. Like, you know what I mean? So help me understand.
We've never been in a relationship, Nick.
Well, no, but help me understand, because it's hard for me to believe that you, as well as I know you, were able to not be you. You know what I mean? Like, help me understand that.
Ooh.
There you go. Yeah, right? Okay. You want to take a second? Because I'm going to sidebar with Steve real quick.
Let's
not have these serious people on ever again. I actually don't dislike this this topic at all. Let's keep going.
One of these nights.
One of these crazy nights.
All right, so help me understand you not being you for somebody. Or around somebody, I should say.
When it comes to investing, I still invest time and stuff.
Okay.
I might not be mentally there. I might feel distant, or I start to become almost aloof.
Okay, so you're putting in the effort physically and like doing stuff for them,
I'm putting the effort,
but like
physically.
mentally, you're
I'm checked out.
Okay.
And it like.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see how that would be self-sabotaging, though. And I can
Yeah.
see how the other person would take that impression, too, of like, well, clearly he doesn't want to be around me, because they're going to know and feel that level of disconnect.
Yeah.
Because if you're not there mentally involved, no matter what you're buying for them, no matter what event you're going to, or even like meeting their parents, if you're mentally checked out, they're going to know.
Exactly.
Like, we always know when somebody is just like, oh, yeah, I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
We always know when that's fucking happening, right? Like, you've probably been on a date, I know I have at least, been on a date with somebody and you knew full well they were disinterested in being there. Okay, I'm the only one. That's because I'm dull to date. But, so what have you done about that? Because you said you've been working on it. So what kind of steps are you taking to not self-sabotage?
It's a lot of... So I've been reading a lot of, like, philosophy, and especially Eastern religion.
Oh, okay.
In like the Tao,
getting in tune with self.
Exactly. Feeling more in tune with myself and my body and like stuff like that.
Are you practicing the way?
I try to. I mean, I'm not a religious person, but if I were to align myself religiously, I would say I would probably be a Taoist. I read the Tao Te Ching almost daily. I have a copy on my desk at work.
Well, actually, technically, Taoism is not a religion. It's a way of being. So it's a way of life, not a religion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, in terms of, it's always classified as a religion.
It always is.
So that's why I say, like, if I do end up aligning myself with something,
it's like calling Stoicism a religion.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
A lot of people try to follow like the Stoic path, you know, Stoicism, but it's not really a religion. It's like
I got a sidebar of that. Stoicism as in the lack of showing emotion?
No, Stoicism is like who was the guy who like founded, was it like Caesar or something? Or,
I'm not too familiar
I
with
think
Stoicism.
it was a Roman emperor or something who came up with the idea of Stoicism like as a way of living.
Oh, I was thinking of the word stoic.
Right, Stoic comes from the idea of Stoicism.
It does?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So,
but a lot of people try to live a Stoic life.
Yeah.
Like Stoicism, which is mostly about trying to have control over your emotions.
So like an internalized emotional response, not an outward expression.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very extroverted, so like you will see all emotions on me. So I don't think I'd fall in with stoicism.
Let me ask you a question on that.
Yeah.
And this is just something that occurred to me right here when we're talking about it, because you were saying, feeling almost imposter syndrome, self-sabotaging when you're in relationships. And obviously we're talking about intimate relationships.
Yes.
But I'm also thinking maybe there's a little bit of that in your platonic relationships too, because people have tendency to, when it comes to relational interactions and their relational behaviors, they have tendency to not just segregate certain pieces. And I'm not saying all the time. I'm just saying there might be a piece of that in both types, because relationships are relationships in a lot of ways. Like there's a lot of similarities among all relationships we have, right?
Yeah.
How we connect with somebody, how we build it, how we maintain it. It's very similar with all relationships we have.
Yeah.
The only difference between an intimate and most of the rest is you go a little further with that.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. When it comes to my platonic relationships or friendships, I don't have a lot of like true friends.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm very much a person where I get a lot of acquaintances and I get a lot of people that I know.
Right.
But I haven't really, mainly it's just because of time to really get to know. Granted, I got true friends here that I'm sitting with, which I'm happy to say because I've got to work with you a bunch and shoot the shit and actually
you'll only tell us
invest
that's
the time in,
Great.
right? Yeah. But yeah, like from college, I would say I have like four true friends. Yeah. Most people were acquaintances,
right?
Or people I knew,
right?
And I'd still consider them friendly, and I'm friendly to them. But I think that was also, in college I was doing everything, so I had no time also. So
I would kind of agree with you. I had to think about that and reflect as well. I kind of agree with that too. As extroverted people, I think we generally have far more acquaintances than we have real friends.
Exactly.
Because we are so out there, as far as not out there as in behaviorally, but like out there, putting ourselves out there in front of everybody so much that it's hard to know who's a real friend and who's not.
Exactly.
What do you think, Steve? Do you kind of agree
I
with him?
don't know if I don't generally consider myself to be an extrovert.
No,
I'm kind of begrudgingly extroverted when I'm put in situations, but like most of the time I'm kind of quiet.
You're a shapeshifter.
Right. What? Oh, no, I get it.
Like Hillary Clinton and the Queen of England.
Yeah, no. Odo on Deep Space Nine.
That's right. Odo.
Yeah.
No. So no, those are reptilians, I'm thinking.
And and that fucking goth girl from Sky High that turns into a gerbil, right?
Yes.
Guinea pig.
Oh, Sky High.
Nick, if you were an animorph, what animal would you turn into?
90s.
Oh,
Sky High was
2000s?
like early 2000s.
Yeah,
with
Kurt Russell was in it.
Nick,
and a lot of members of Kids in the Hall were in it too.
Oh, yes, they were. Dave Foley was in it.
Nick, if you were an animorph.
And the skinny guy with the hair.
Oh,
that's all. That's my impression of him. And he's there. And he has the hair.
I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the question?
I said if you were an animorph, what would you turn into?
Oh, that's a good question. Actually.
I think you would turn into Snuffleupagus from Sesame Street.
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah. Why that?
I need a why.
I'm just looking at your hair.
What's wrong with my hair? It's pretty.
Also, he has a long nose.
Oh, that is not long at all.
Not really.
No.
You've got a nice Swedish nose.
I think Richie would turn into an emperor penguin.
Ooh, why is that?
I don't know.
An emperor penguin? Are you saying because he's short, fat, and kind of round?
Did not. That's not what I said at all.
Well, penguins are short, fat, and kind of round.
I don't have to be here. Guys.
All right, if that's the comment that makes you up and walk away, like
I would turn into a llama. There we go.
No,
a llama.
I would. You would turn into an okapi.
I don't know what that is.
You ever see? They're wicked cool. They're African. I think African animals. I love okapis.
You think Steve would turn into something African?
Because like they have the head. It almost is like the head of almost like a giraffe, with almost it's like a, I don't know how to describe
Lauren,
it.
pull it up for
It's like a
us.
zebra looking body.
Wait, she's not here.
So the legs are like striped like a zebra,
and
they have like kind of a horse middle body, but it's like brown, almost like a hippo color. And they have not a long neck, but a shorter neck and a head that almost look like a giraffe.
Oh,
It's almost like this conglomeration of like animals. They're wicked cool.
Does it look like a giraffe rig from Pokemon?
No, not at all. I'm gonna pull up a picture right now and show you guys because
it's a Pokemon.
Oh.
So I wanted to be able to pull stuff up on the screen, but I'm not set up right now to pull stuff up from the interwebs.
Plus, our producer is in the other room, probably chilling on the couch. So there's that too. And by producer, I mean Steve's partner. Yeah. Who will be our producer soon.
Also, technically, I could pull it up right now, but I didn't set up the other scenes to swap with all of our mics, so I'd lose Richie's audio.
Just so you know, we don't have to explain.
So that is an okapi. So if you notice, it's got almost a giraffe head. It's got this kind of hippo-looking body.
It looks like an effed up zebra horse thing,
right? Yeah, but it's got zebra legs.
So I would be that thing.
Yeah, apparently.
I thought I was a French bulldog.
Yes,
you look way more like a French bulldog.
No, when you wear skinny jeans, you look like a French bulldog standing on his hind legs.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what it is.
For anybody who is watching or listening, for that matter, if you want to look it up, OKAPI. OKAPI.
Oh, I thought you were going to hold up the phone to the camera.
No, I'm not going to hold up the phone to the camera.
Hey, get this jitterbug.
You guys see this picture?
You see the picture I got on the Instagrams? Hold on, let me make it bigger.
My doctor told me to take this picture of my perineum. Do you think it looks weird?
Like, I just picture Nick as that old guy who keeps trying to enlarge the photo, but it's not working because he's not doing the pinch and zoom right. He's just like, I want to get bigger.
Nick walks into the room.
I am tapping it. It's not going up.
Nick comes into the room after going to the bathroom. I wiped it until it bled.
Oh, God. Oh, okay. So on that note, let's do some wrapping up here.
I had to...
wow.
I need the newest copy of National Geographic.
We've been rocking for a little bit, my good sir.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. Things can go quick when you're talking. And more importantly, I got to say, when you're on the spot and you're being interviewed, essentially, and the other guy just sits there and breathes heavily, then you know full well time has passed quickly.
Yeah. I feel like we didn't even get into like the crux of what we want to talk about.
That's kind of how our shows go, actually.
Yeah.
We kind of pick a topic.
I've been listening to everything right here.
Yes.
Nick sounds like Darth Vader in the mic.
Every episode. At the end of every episode, like we go off air and he's like, "Oh, I only kind of heard you breathe this time."
Mouth breather. I actually just learned something the other day about your sinus cavities.
Yeah.
It's actually. I forget how big they said it was, but your sinus cavities are actually very big.
Yeah,
like cavities
they wrap around your eyes.
Yeah,
and there's sinuses. There's sinuses behind your head too.
So our faces are designed to breathe through your nose, not through your mouth, because you get less oxygen that way.
Yeah.
It also you filters the air before it goes into your lungs, and it moistens it before it goes into your lungs. It makes it so that your body can absorb the oxygen more easily from your lungs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gross. So I've been breathing wrong.
So when you mouth breathe, it's actually less healthy for you.
Oh. Yeah. On top of all the other things that are unhealthy for me that I do.
I don't think I had to learn that.
What?
Gross.
Yeah, I agree. So anyway, thank you very much, Richie, for coming on our show. I actually do appreciate it a great deal. I thought we laughed. I thought we had fun. We actually touched on something kind of serious, which was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
We created no resolution whatsoever to your imposter syndrome issues, but by no means am I going to.
If you think Richie should come on more often, if he should be a member of On the Spectrum, I'm going to get a large bottle of Pepto-Bismol to share with him later. So
one thing I will say though, anybody who's listening, Richie is willing to travel. So all of those people in New Zealand, Australia, Sweden, Jamaica, and Croatia who listen to our show, which there's like 9 of you, Richie is available. He is he's going to
be our man on the street.
And he's willing to travel. Yeah, he is. Like, internationally,
I'll be working
to pimp him out.
I'll be working the beat.
Yeah, you are. But thank you very much for listening or watching another episode of On the Spectrum podcast. I'm Nick.
I'm Steve. We're doing this again. I'm Steve. I'm Snick.
I'm ending.
I'm Steve.
Dude, you were my favorite, like, prime time.
I know. He talks like he's a game show host.
But here's the thing. His name is actually Snick. Your name is just Teve.
Yeah. Right? It's like, welcome to On the Spectrum.
Thank you very much.
Richie Oliver, come on down. You're the next contestant.
We will talk to you next week. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.